I am a very stylish girl.
Hey guys, TheTribalButterfly's back again. Okay, this video is definitely going to need to be more than one part, for sure, because, well, it's something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while. So as you guys know, I'm a costume designer, but projects in film are far between. When you work in film, it's not like working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, having weekends off. It's nothing like that. When you work in film, you're basically working 16 plus hour days every day until the film is done, and then when it's done, or sometimes you get weekends off, which is great, but basically you work like nuts until it's done. And when it's done, you wait around until the next project shows up. So there can be times when you have huge gaps in between film gigs. And when that happens, well, you know what, just because you're not working doesn't mean you don't have to pay rent and buy food and stuff like that. So a great way that I keep my bills off my back is by working in retail. And the reason why I've usually worked in retail is because it's easy to get a retail job, it's easy-ish to do a retail job, and you can work part-time, and sometimes that can be really beneficial to your filming schedule. So that's why retail is something that I usually fall back on. And I've worked in tons and tons and tons of retail establishments, and I never want to work for another one again, and happily right now I'm not, which is great. But it is a really great thing to do when you're in between gigs, or if you're in school, or you're young and you just need some cash, or anything like that. And I've always really believed that it's super important for everybody in the world to at least spend 1 year working in retail. And the reason why I think that is because I personally believe retail is one of the hardest jobs you can do. And, well, I think that once you've worked in retail and you've gotten treated like poo for a good long time every day, and you've got all this pressure coming at you from your bosses, and you've got pressure to sell, and you've got pressure for your customers, and all this kind of craziness, and you're getting paid like minimum wage. I mean, it's really something that helps you appreciate the niceties when you go into a store. So I really think that it's important for people to work in retail, because then the next time you go into a retail establishment and you realize how hard it is to do that job, you'll be a bit more courteous, and maybe in life in general you'll just be more considerate of the people around you. So today I wanted to talk about the rules of retail, and how a lot of the times customers will come into a store and they are really rude, and they have some pretty bad behavior. So what I'd like to do with this video is to just point out some of the things that people carelessly do when they go into a retail store, and honestly are just terrible people. So hopefully by pointing out these facts and how they can be fixed, hopefully it might make the world a more retail friendly place for the salespeople there. So the first thing I wanted to touch on in these lessons in retail is the first thing that happens when you go into a store, the greet. And I know you guys have probably seen this before. You'll walk into a store and already there's somebody standing there at the front of the store. They maybe have flyers or coupons or whatever in their hand, and you'll walk into the store, and the second you step foot inside, there they are, saying hi to you. Maybe they're passing you a flyer, maybe they're trying to tell you about the sale they're having right then and there. And I know, because it happens to me too as a customer, maybe the last thing you want is to be bothered the first second you go into the store. Maybe all you want is to look around first and see if there's anything that piques your interest. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, because there's somebody standing at the front. Hi there, welcome to our store. Have you heard about the sales we're having today? If you buy one, you get 15% off. If you buy two, you get 20% off. And if you buy 3 or more, you get 30% off. One thing that you have to realize as a customer, though, is that person isn't standing there at the front because they feel like it's the best place in the universe to be, and they so enjoy saying hi to you and letting you know about the sales. That person is actually there because their boss has gone to them and said, hey you're a greeter today, take these flyers, stand at the front, say hi to everybody who comes in and let them know about our promotion. That's why they're there, okay? So that person who sees you as soon as you walk into the store, guess what? Big news flash for you, huge surprise. That person who's greeted you right there so kindly doesn't actually give a flying hoot how your day was. Probably what's actually going through their mind is, damn it, another person's walked through the door and now I have to greet this douchebag. So how do you respond to the greeter? I'm just looking. You people have got to know something. That person who's standing there, it is one of the worst jobs you can have, because you know you're bothering people. You know they don't want you bothering them the second you walk through the door. The problem is, you've got your boss who signs your paychecks standing there watching you, making sure that you do it. And unfortunately, we all got bills to pay, so that's something that that person has to do. So don't get mad at them for doing it, they're just doing their job. If you don't want to be greeted by the greeter, then just go to a store that doesn't have one. Sometimes there isn't a greeter. Sometimes you can just walk into a store, freeze a bird, and just start shopping right away. But you might get approached by someone anyways. It may be a sales associate who comes up to you and says, how are you doing today? So, how do you respond to it? Well, there's different ways that people usually tend to respond. Unfortunately, most of the time, the responses are, no, I don't really want anything. I was just, I'm just waiting for my mom, and I thought I'd come in here. So, I don't want anything. This is nice. I'm not buying today. Again, the person who's greeting you, they aren't greeting you because they actually care how you're doing or seriously want to make a new friend with you. That's really not what it is. They're greeting you because that's their job and they know that their managers are watching them to make sure that they're doing it. So just take it. Don't get defensive and crazy about it. Honestly, the best way you could respond is, I'm doing good, thanks. Thank you. How are you doing? And I'm telling you, responding like that, it's honestly going to make that person's day a little bit better, because trust me, think of it this way, you're the one lucky enough to have the day off and you're out shopping, having an awesome time. This poor bastard is still at work, making minimum wage with their boss staring over their shoulder saying, how much did you sell today? Cut them a break and just be courteous. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're honestly making that person want to commit suicide a little bit less. Another thing that people do in retail is sometimes they have to follow you around the store. One of the reasons why you get followed around the store is security. Now, that's not meant to say that if a person's following around the store, they automatically think you're shoplifting. That's not it. But I have seen people who, when they've approached a customer and asked them, is there anything I can help you find? Gotten the response in return, why are you following me? You think I'm gonna steal something? Look, I'm seriously just looking, okay? You don't have to follow me around. If you actually immediately jump to the assumption that we think you're gonna steal something, you're kind of being suspicious, because an innocent person wouldn't be thinking that we're following you around because we think you're gonna shoplift. An innocent person would think, oh, well, this person seriously wants to sell me something. I just want to take this opportunity to point out that that person who is following you around the store, although it's true, we do follow you around to keep an eye on you and make sure you're not stealing anything, that's really not even close to the top of the list of the reasons why we're following you around. It's really down at the bottom in afterthoughtville.
I am a very stylish girl.